talking to. What's up, man? What's good? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up, man? I'm taking a little something, okay? 960. Blessing. What's up, Blessing? What's up, Farzay? First question of the day. What's up with what's up good, my brother? Ain't nothing good, man. God's good. That's what's good. What's up with you? What we got here, man? Yo, what's up, Lando? What's up, Moses? What's up, Pope? MBE, what's up? You did that, man. Fire's coming like a storm. He called in like Fred Ward on Tremors. That grab hold. He called in like Fred Ward on Tremors. That grab hold, that graboid situation. I don't know what you talking about, man. But yeah. I ain't did nothing. I talked to Scat Atwell a couple of years ago. Some of y'all been watching me for a while know that I've been on saying if Fiverr came out with 8, it'd be a monster. But last September, John Raby bought 5. And as I was looking at some of the products, I saw that when one of y'all told me about the FMX8, I went and looked at it. I said, that's got all over that. You know, playing with these 8s, I've been doing this since 2014. I can pretty much tell who's doing what just by looking at it. When I seen that, I said, oh, there's something here. There's something here. Look at the parameters. Reached out. I did the video first. I ain't gonna lie, I did the video first because of the history. You know, the history had a little in the past. So I did the video first to show, hey, this ain't no setup, nothing like that. And then I messaged John Raby. He answered back, said, hey man, see what you did, what's going on? And I said, yeah. That's why I get some feedback on the video that I made. Is it true what I was assuming that Scott behind this? He said, yeah, you're exactly right. And we've been talking on message ever since. He said, yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, he is the engineer on deck. His influence is on every subwoofer that's under the sky high cardio banner. So as far as I'm concerned, y'all know who I am. I ain't getting nobody pay me nothing. Cause I want y'all to value my opinion. Cause I got a product, my boxes. I got my product right there. I don't want to be controlled by nobody. That's what gives my opinion the strength it has. Because y'all know I ain't bought. There's a lot of people out there getting in trouble being bought. I ain't gonna say their name, but you see all on social media and broke up all kind of caps because eventually, and like I've been saying, TC, I've been saying this for years, man. I don't need them. I don't need y'all to be buddies up there. I do not need to see pictures. You all right, man? Yeah, I don't need to be seeing pictures of people. And I don't need to see that. When I was coming up in the 80s and 90s, man, I didn't see when they go to shows and you see the Falls Gate and you see Steve Irving. You ain't see them sitting around going out to eat and this, that, another. They had their team Falls Gate. You had Team Kicker. You know what I'm saying? They see each other. But that's it. It's a competition because if they ain't buying my subwoofer, they buying yours. So I'm in the middle. Here I am. Everybody I bring to you for a fact gonna do what it do. Yeah, thank you, baby. Everybody I bring to you for a fact gonna do what it do. I'm not bringing no doo-doo. Not me. Not me. Not saying the place for a shots out. And I'm not gonna say doo-doo. I'm not into looking for budget performance because I gotta respect my man, Bass Addict 91. I gotta respect him. He showed me, oh yeah, I could do it with that. That's out, boy. I see you. I see you. But I'm not looking at that. I'm looking for the high performance subs. And so what I bring you here is what I honestly like. It's what I honestly like, what I say can do, what I say it can do. And that's what y'all come here for. I don't this is America. It was founded on competition. You know what I mean? America was founded on competition. Capitalism is the basis of our society. If you got a good product, people gonna buy it. And I'm gonna let people know what you're doing is different from everybody else. Mm-hmm. They out there, right? Yeah. Did I get some of these questions, man? What's up, Kip? In the feed. I like to see that. What's up, Kip? How you doing, man? Loving them. I was just saying, man. I'm sitting there playing my passive radiator, which y'all need to make for me. With my Solo X's. I love these jokers, man. I love how they sound. So, but hey, hold on. Time out. Princess and I. Hey, Princess. Hey, how you doing? I'm all right. Hey, lovely Bell. You in trouble? You in trouble? You ain't in trouble? Job. Yes, sir. Huh? My princess. Queen with the queen right there. And my son's wife. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see. Boom, boom. Louis, tell him what. But this 8-inch game is serious. This 8-inch game is serious. Now, I wish I could tell y'all what Kicker is doing next. Y'all just mess with Kip, see if he'll slip it out there to you. But this 8-inch game is serious. I think it's the best. It's definitely the most versatile drive out there. And I have, with y'all help, made the bar so high for 8s that some companies ain't even coming out with 8s. They said, man, we ain't gonna mess with it because that dude MB, and if he say something, it might not say it, so we ain't even gonna mess with it. But shouts out for those of y'all that got some cojones, and want to come on with an 8-inch or ocho subwoofer. That's what ocho. So he went from Mexican to a Chinese accent. That kind of didn't make no sense. But anyway, that's what's going on. 5, Louis, they got 4 coming out. Made here. I said it. You heard what John Raven just said. Made here. Here. The US of A. Oh boy, this is a grand time to be alive. Oh man, I would live my entire life all over again just to get to where I made it 50 years old. You know, I love this stuff, man. I love what I'm doing, Louis. I love it, man. It is crazy. It's crazy. And Louis, get at me, but you say you want them Solo X's? Them Solo X10s. I know what you're gonna do with them. On that note, Solo X10, before I get to some of y'all comments, Alexander is now hitting a 141 with a single. He's finna switch over to LX 3000. That shows you the strength of the 8s I brought to you. He built his own box, and he doing a 141 with a single Solo X in his, I think, small SUV on music. And I think his lowest frequency was 34. I think he told me 34 hertz. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm truly stoked about that because it just shows you how a kicker can bring out a product that, whether you experience, inexperience, intermediate level experience, hey man, it functions. It's gonna be a long. It's hard to get them jokers out of my vehicle. I ain't gonna tell you, I love them so much, but can't wait. 2023 Galate. What keys can you put on either seat? Can you do the Solo X? I'm soon here to be testing fully 2 solo X's in 1.5, which is right around what they say 0.88. I just took it to 0.8, then round to 0.9. I put them in 2 cube box. Doing little changes. I have actually built the box. It is, in fact, stay right there. You bring me that stool? Yeah. I'm not sure tonight. This is my 1.5 cube box for right. This is my 1.5 net box for 2 solos. It's ported 2 3-inch circular ports. I want to see what they sound like in this size volume. Technically, I believe I can get you, the guys actually count Jonathan Graves, I believe we can get you $200 displacement. It's not going to leave you a lot of airspace under there. But text me, Jonathan, because I believe I built a box for you before. I personally want to hear what it's going to sound like. So I know what it sounds like 2.5. I know what it sounds like in 2. Well, we did a 139 at, well, we was at 30 hertz. And then we went all the way up. No, we did a 138. I got to go back and look at that. But I think I could have messed with the settings a little bit better. Possibly got a 139. But I want to see what it's going to sound like in a smaller box volume. And instead of, that's how I know with the DD and the G7, what I said about them in small box volume. I have to put it in it so that I can speak from experience. I don't like to, on my channel, just talk out the side of my neck. Before I say y'all something and say, yeah, put it in your vehicle, like when I tell you, no, don't put that in there, I know how it sounds in that volume. So it was not something I would do. I'm not going to sell to you because this right here, this right here, this me. It means something to me. My word, like my father's word, and he said I'm made in his image. My word means the most to me. That means the most to me, outside of anything else. So I have to hear how it sounds before I can decide if I want to sell this to anybody else now with an enclosure. So my enclosures, they have, let me put this back where it needs to be. My enclosures for different options are based on performance. Now, shouts out to the people who make beautiful boxes, plexiglass lights, and all that old gimmicky stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's what you want to do. But if you want it to sound good and make bass, that's what I'm about. That's what I'm about, and that's what I do. Oh, so I know you can do a single. I'm pretty sure you can do a single because you got more than a cube under there. But I want to hear how personally what it's going to sound like with 2 before I even give you the option. Now, I know what it sounds like with 2 cubes, and I've shown you that, but factor this in too as well. My cabin is a lot bigger than the Gladiator cabin. So that kind of helped with the low frequency reproduction, my cabin being so big. It also makes it harder for that smaller box volume to pressurize that area because it's a big area. So factor all that into your decision if I haven't put it in, actually listen to it and shows y'all what that is. It's also time for me to drop another meter score with my 2 solo X's so that Fred Porter know don't run your butt over here and get done up. About time for that. Let me get some more questions, man. But yeah. MB, what's good in the sedan trunk with 115? What's better, sub facing up or sideways? Sideways. Really and truly, to answer that question, Doug, it's going to be based on what you mean what's better. the listening position is gonna be based on what sounds good to you. Now, if you're going for chasing numbers with SPL, I don't even know how to answer that. For number one, I don't have a sedan. I don't know what silver you, what power you use, and what's your goal frequency you're trying to attain. But if you're just going for a listening position, move it around till it sounds good to you, because that's what matters. I'm always, I find that interesting. I read these comments and I go to F book and I see people asking questions that this should be based on what sounds good to you, not the opinion everybody on. Because what if you put it in that position that they say, or you find as the general consensus, and then, and this don't sound good. But everybody says what I well, forget what everybody says. Sometimes I want y'all to forget what I say. Make a decision. Please don't call me and ask me to recommend no sub. No sub. I can tell you what subs you can run in space. And then once you make a decision what subs you're gonna run, if you pick the one that I sell it to you, I see the combo. I see the subs in the box. Well, that I really am trying to be honest here. With me, that's how my business gonna be based on honesty. When these boxes run off the line for certain vehicles, guaranteed they're gonna outperform any other box by anybody else in that application. That's what I'm saying. Or if it don't outperform, it's gonna be a serious competitor, because I'm gonna make sure that this right here will work in your vehicle. So your question, man, I really can't answer. Woo! You got what? You got 4 King Kongs? Oh, how you like them boys? Running 4. Any recommendation on amplifier to run? A good. Depending on how good your electrical is, you can put them boys on a good 6K. Yeah, get your 8K and get 6 to them. Yeah, 1,500 a piece. That'd be fine. That'd be. How good is your electrical? Any of the brands I carry got wattages. You could put a kicker 3,600 on the pair. Yeah. You could put a DD 8K on all 4. You could put pull me some more, baby. You could put a I think what's that? DC Auto got a 5K, B2 Audio, B2 got a 6K too as well. Any of the brands I carry got amplification for you. Just pick one. Once they get it, understand some of ours, every company that I say is a king, they only get tested as a king if I trust their products overall. That's why some companies can't get here and be talked about. Your 8 ain't gonna pass the mustard, and then the rest of your product is some garbage. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel. So if you look at DC Audio, Digital Designs, Kicker, B2 Audio, DB Drive, I name everybody, Cosmos Audio. Look in there and find out what power. So I just tell you the power. I'm looking to get somewhere between the 6 and 8K to run 4, but make sure you got the electrical to do so. And any of the companies that got a king title with an 8, I stand behind anything they do. I stand behind anything they do. That's the perk of getting the 8-inch king. Straight up. And some brands recognize it and want to be in it. Some brands recognize it and want to be in it. Like I see Sky High. I need to start looking at that stuff. They got Scott Atwell's engineer. And woo-wee, that it gonna be some fire coming about that house. I promise y'all, man. They gonna be some Scott got a blank checkbook to work with now. When we talking to John Raby, man, that man got a black check. He got a blank checkbook. He is finna come out with a killer 8. I done talked to Scott. He just said he don't have the money to come out with it. Now money ain't a problem. Money ain't a problem. Look what he doing that sound cube line. Affordable Neos. It's getting crazy, man. If I ain't mistaken, I think John is on his way to, I hope he ain't on the way to China, but he on all the manufacturers watch my show. I hope y'all flying elsewhere than China to get these souls made. We should never be in this stranglehold they put us in. We shouldn't. I'm just honest. It's not good for job security, product line, brand security. It's not good depending on one country. It's my opinion. What's up, Fred? I see you in there, baby. Home of the truth. I try to be home of the truth. Now, I ain't gonna lie now. I ain't gonna lie now. Some of this stuff is my opinion. Let's be honest. Some of this, I tell y'all what is my opinion. The square root, getting the motor force of BL is BL squared divided by RE. That's fact. I'm gonna let you know when it's fact and when it's opinion. A lot of this stuff I put up here is opinion. In my opinion, like me, what I say about the Sundown Z8. My opinion. I think he bad 8. I'm not gonna say it ain't a bad 8. It's a bad 8. However, its functionality, its practicality is for to be in the 8-inch arena, you just cut out a whole segment you shouldn't have cut out. And you could have took the XAV4 motor and been sitting up here with my top 4. Because the top 3. Because Jay finna come out with this Rampage 8 with a 7.5-inch cutout. And he gonna be in there. Yes, Lord. It's coming, boy. This 8-inch game I am not playing. I am not playing. I'm telling all of them, do something different. Crap or get off the pot. One or two, man. What's the best wood to use for a box? Want to build a 212 box for a 99 Crown Vic? If you're going to do it yourself, man, go find some high-density fiberboard. HDF. That's going to be the best sound. Yeah. I use birch because people like the stain look, and it ships easier because it's lighter. But the HDF, if you're going to build it yourself, use your HDF or use some MDF if you don't care about the outside stain appearance. I don't ship MDF because it's going to crack and it ain't going to hold up. But if you're building your own, that means when it gets damaged, whatever, build your nose. You know, you keep opening that trunk, it's going to start getting moisturized. It's going to start separating. Build your nose. Try the HDF. Build it yourself. Don't ask me how to build it. I ain't going to help you. I'm being real with you. I build a box for a living. Build it yourself. You're going to do it yourself, do it all yourself. Don't ask me nothing. Respectful. Thank you, Tyler. Taylor fam. I think I put that new video up there. Yeah, I think I put the new video up there. Didn't this last video? That's my man right there. This my man right here do my intros right there. Yeah, he put Kick inside the new intro. Thank you. Appreciate that, baby boy. Louis, haven't ran into some of my trucks in years. Been 5 cardio. The abuse they can take and keep going is crazy. And I know you know. Look, you see the Mimi? That is a 5 Omega sub. He's got 3 of those. 3 5 Mega 18s. Tell him what you're doing, Lou. I believe it's 160 at 29, 28 hertz. 160 plus on music. That's what I'm telling you about 5. Louis, y'all ask Louis some questions. He got 3 4. He had, I don't know if he sold the vehicle for to start over again, but he has that vehicle, but he has a love of 8-inch subwoofers like I do. Me and him, well, we used to talk a lot. I'm kind of busy now. We used to talk a lot now, but this is one of my men that's on my chairman board to keep me honest. See me do something crazy, they'll send a text. Him and my boy Antoine, they'll send a text and say, hey, AMB, but they don't send me no text. They just tell me all the time, man, keep blazing. Keep tearing them down and bringing the ones that should be, because that's what I'm about. I brought Kicker to y'all. Stop stamping on Kicker. You crazy? I took that Q Class 8 500 Kicker. I'm hoping having a little push while Kicker becoming real relevant again. They definitely relevant in 8-inch arena. They gave me what I wanted. Man, baby, you know what? You all right? I never thought in my life I'd get a subwoofer, baby Kicker. I think I know they made it for us, but they made that subwoofer because I asked for it. And I'm saying I love it. I love it. We talked about the other night, and now I'm sitting here. Everything I thought about Kicker has been proved. They really listen to the consumer. And with that being said, it ain't over. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. It ain't over. Kicker got something else they're gonna throw out there. It gonna hurt some people's feelings. you thought they gave everybody the hiccup recently. Kicker got another one they finna shoot out. Gonna hurt some people's feelings. That's so excellent. Woo! MB, does the amount of cone area play a part in porter area? Yes, they do. Example, 4/8 versus 112, both in 3 net. Yeah, you need to look at that cone area. You do. But I ain't here to help you build a box, but you're going to do that for yourself. I ain't the question I'm asking. You're going to do it yourself? DIY, do it yourself. You can watch, what's the guy's name? DIY guy. He built home audio box, but they're kind of the same price. He goes really in depth with it. Makes elaborate videos too. He got stuff popping up, screen going back and forth, and banners going. He got all kind of stuff. He got a heck of a production team. Yes. Kip answered that question for you. Oh, I like that. Okay. I think I understand. When you say sideways, you mean still facing stuff up, facing here. I would agree with. Let me look at this. I want y'all to put this up here. What Kip was referring to is called spider sag. Spider sag. Spider sag affects woofers. It definitely will affect woofers like the arrangement I got. So it's facing up. It's going to take some serious time for it to happen develop. But gravity affects us all. So if your subwoofer is facing up like this, good illustration. If your subwoofer is facing up like this, gravity, even though you pushing down on it like this, gravity is always exerting its downward force on this spider. Over a period of time, you come years from now, even when not playing, I say you come back 2-3 years from now, it's not going to be flat already across where it really started at because gravity is working on it. So when the customer's asking sideways, you need to find out what your best. This has nothing to do with listening position. This has nothing to do with the sound quality you hear. This has something to do with the mechanical performance of the subwoofer. What Kip is saying that when you face the sub, let's say you face the sub to the back, and this is sideways, right, on the side. Well, now the downward force is being exerted on the woofer, period, but it's not all being focused strictly on the spider, because the spider on the power is going to move forward and backwards. So right here, it'll be a while before a longer time for you experience spider sag by facing the woofer, firing backwards, whatever. Like the alignment in my truck. Eventually I could, but that's if I have it in for years. I'm not gonna have them in there for years. I'm always gonna be switching out. Eventually I'm gonna get tired of listening to the Solo X8. Don't know when that's gonna happen, but it will happen. And I'll pop something else in there that I'm interested in, like the new 5 subs coming out. So that's what that statement he's saying. Spider sag, face them up. Now, when I say, and when Kip said, this is not going to happen in a year, in 6 months. So if you got your subs facing up, this is not something that's going to happen not if you got a real good subwoofer. Okay? Like the ones in my camp. But it can happen. All right? I answered this question. I answered your question already, Jonathan. Ernest, your box just got built today, baby. It's got finished up. It'll be shipping next week. MB, man, your box should come with a decal to go in the window. So when your customer pull up at the stoplight, they say, "Wait, huh?" Not a good idea. They would say we ain't messing with him. They say, "Nah, we ain't messing with him." I see that MB girl looking out the window. You want to make a decal? Oh, I said she ain't interested. She ain't interested. But my wife say don't do it. Like how we ride around. I don't want you to know when I got inside my vehicle.
Let them know so they'll know which vehicle to go in.
Yeah, no, I don't. Unless like when I get a show vehicle that I just ride the shows back. Fred to tell you if I ever get a Tahoe, perfect setup for me. Gonna go on a tangent, Marcus. I would at this point in time, I would get either two Solo X 15s, or no, I would get 15. I don't want to do 18. I would get 15s. I know how to build a box. Or DD9918 or the Rampage XL 15s. I would give me 1.8K amp, and I'll be going north of 150s at wheel on music. I said it. You better hope I never get that. Not really interesting, but if I do, that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to take 2 subs to do it. Glad you said that clip. Pro can fade the subwoofer. Okay. Thank you. He can answer that question now. I never y'all. What's up, Ronco? Mm-hmm. 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 I'm glad my channel is giving you a lot of great options. Just separate my facts from my opinion. Sometimes my opinion might hurt your feelings, but it is my opinion. It is my opinion. I'm gonna stand on it. SoundCube used to be the research R&D development of digital designs. They sold it to on the Resonance Inc. They sold that to John Raby. John Raby, the time just left it alone. They're gonna just leave the product as it is. It's a do-it-yourself line. That's the whole thing. Now he has revamped it since then, but the products have drastically changed in just the less than a year time he didn't had it. No. I think he had almost 2 years. He's going up on 2 years now. He bought 5. He bought 5 last September, I believe. And he had SoundCube for almost 2 years now. Now he got an engineer on deck who is looking at sound. He's the influence behind the new SoundCube products coming out. They got a new 8 coming out. But they're going with 5.8s first. First, no, they went with Sky High, FMX 8, and BMX 8 first. Now the whole Sky High line of subwoofers is Scott Atwell's brainchild for a certain price point. So they're giving you something for a certain price. Then he's got 4.8s coming out under the 5 band. So your question is, what is it about SoundCube? Scott Atwell's behind that. So that his high performance line on the Sky High is going to be 5. Serious competitors, people that know anything about 5, you can start looking on YouTube, looking at 5 bills, stands for force induction. He was a guy who, let me tell you something about Scott. Scott built his products to sound good. Once he's perfected to make them sound good, then he makes them get very, very loud. He's all into efficiency. But he's a sound quality guy. Scott Atwell is a sound quality guy. So look for Sky High subs, SoundCube subs, and 5 subs to sound very, very good and get very, very loud on very little power. Kind of like all of us are kick boys. Even Scott's a kick boy. He respect kicking. Then he started off his own stuff way back, I think, in the 90s. So first thing he wants it to sound good. Then he gonna make it get very efficient and loud. That's his whole model. And he was building this stuff in Las Vegas out of his own pocket with a very loyal following. I just didn't at this vehicle, I had to run 8s. He doesn't have 8. Now he has the pockets of John Raby, Sky High Cardio, to what would you call that? Support his to fuel his ideas. There's gonna be some crazy stuff coming out there. Y'all see that video? I looked at that pole piece. I said, what is this? John, is this you put a dick on a subwoofer? That would have, excuse me. I hope you got the kids watching. Did y'all see that? How it looked? Did you see how that thing looked when he took that top off? I said, what is that? Force induction. Man, just pay attention. Start looking at stuff. Those you want 10s and 12s, look at that. Look at that. You want something new, something different. Look at it. Here. Yeah, what if now that's we quantify this, TC. I think the sign cube line, for the most part, even though it's going to be influenced and developed by Scott, to keep the cost down, it's going to be mass produced in China or elsewhere. My allergies really mess with me. What is releasing right now? Yeah, what pollen is out right now? Just this nausea killing me, man. Like a bug that crawled up in there. Sorry, y'all, but this irritates me. I'm trying to talk and my nose keep itching. To keep costs down, there's mass produced in a certain area. Okay. But a lot of the fire stuff still gonna be made here. The Skyhawk cardio stuff, I think it's gonna be mass produced in China or wherever else. Now, every manufacturer, y'all, is looking to get some of this stuff out of China. Nobody wants to have the stranglehold like they have on cardio. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants this. It's and then they already said they're going to invade Taiwan 2027. So everybody's got any kind of sense of thinking about, okay, we need to get that stuff out of there. Because if you invade Taiwan and that's our ally, you know what's going to happen. Okay. FAFO, Iran found out, but that's going to stop all production here in the future. We ain't teasing y'all. We just say it ain't over with. T-Brew, we ain't teasing. Tell them what it is. Yep, there you go. Tell them, Kip. Never. Just stay tuned. One thing, hey, they mind your soul, also with they mind yours. See, this already started. This is gonna be a quick live, y'all. It's already. I might do something. My allergies, they for the flare up. Let me look at your statement, bro. You might need to upgrade your electrical for these new weights coming out. I don't think so. For the most part, I mean, the Super 8s are what they are. The kicker sounds good on little wattage too now. You don't have to get a 5K to do a 142. Alexander Harris got a single in his vehicle in the box he built doing the 141 on the kicker 1800. He's just now going to a 3 because he realized the amp's tapped out, but the sub's not. He was also telling me that somebody sent him a message. I think John Petler is doing he just recently the 145 at 43 hertz with 2 on a Wars in a Ford Festiva. So small cab, either way go. Them scores. If I had a SPL metering contest, I would have it by the power, the cone area that you have listed, the SD, and your vehicle, so that we can have a better comparison. Because you're doing the 145. That's why they looked at that Honda CRX. You can put anything in there on 500 watts, do a 150, just because of the shape of the vehicle. Okay. So with that being said, I would separate it by not just power handling, size of the cone, and then the cabin of your vehicle. Because it's still impressive, but the smaller you make a space, it's easier to pressurize it. But irregardless of that, 145 and 43 with 2 at 43 hertz with 2 on, I think it's on music too. With 1 Wars 3600 watt amp. So that's the class he would be under. All right. So no matter what you have your amp, you're never gonna get all that power to it. So that's how I would quantify and look at everything. But the stuff what was I bringing you? Lost my train of thought. So what was I bringing you? You don't necessarily have to upgrade your electrical. They're gonna sound some of you, if you're not competing, you can get 2 kicker solo X's and a CXA 1800 and be fine, beat right down the street. You're gonna do a 135 in my box for sure. You can do it in your own box. But I know in my box, 1800 watts, kicker CXA with 2 solo X's, you're gonna do a 135. You could take 2 digital design 25 weight, you can put on the SS 1500 and you'll do a 135 on the seat of the truck. You don't have to get in 2500. You can take that DB drive and put it on there, fit 12. Now I think, yeah, they 1250, which is really 1500, and you do a 135 with 2. You don't have to max performance out. which means once you stay anything under 2,000, just change the battery up front. If you got a 180, 220 amp alternator, you're gonna be fine. Just change your battery. And you can ride them down the street all day long. You don't go to shows. You just want a real good substage in your vehicle. You don't have to buy a 5K or a 2,500 watt amp. I suggest you do buy a 2,500 or a kick of 3,000 because eventually you're gonna get tired of listening to that, and you can buy the D4 subs, run it phone, and get that 1,000, 1,200 watt rating. That's good. A and B, I want to do more. Take the subs out, wire it down to one ohm. You don't need to buy another amp. So I always say buy between 25 3,000 watts, 2,500 watt amp. You'll be good for whatever setup you want. Get the amp, run it phone. You're probably gonna be surprised it sounds that good when it starts getting to be too quiet for you. Take the subs out, wire it back down to one ohm load. You'll be fine. So the 8s I'm bringing to you, I'm all about efficiency for the most part for what they are. Because remember, we are talking about 8s that's taking 12, 50, 1,500 watts on miss. But these 8s that I'm talking about, they're going after people's intermediate or entry level 10s. That's why they super 8s. They can do some surprising things in a 2 cube box for 2 or 2.5 cube box for 2. It'll surprise you. And they definitely are built to perform on the seat of a truck, which is a primary application. You new to the game here? How you doing, brother? I'm doing good. 65 Silverado. I'm new to the game here. My old man bought a Sturz unit, and I found 4 12-inch audio pipe, BD. They all work. I'm trying to build a box. I'm 17. I really like this hobby. Oh, man. Unfortunately, I ain't going to help you build to tell you how to build that box. But if you got them and they all working good, why don't you watch my channel? Well, now my channel ain't going to teach you how to build a box. Look at you need somebody to actually teach you about how to work a program. Watch DIY guy. Watch this channel. They help you build a box for those subwoofers right there. Don't watch my older videos because you might find out what I think about them subwoofers. But hey, they free, so they the best subwoofers in the world. All right. Man, you ain't pulling up on me with none. I ain't worried about you. Hey, I just text you. Okay, cool. I get to you. I got the subs and resilient sound platform. I want one of your boxes. And the box is designed for the sub. I want you to know it ain't no pixie dust. It ain't magical. So I'm gonna bring out the performance that you got, tuned to the music you listen to. Cleanest amplifiers that I personally know, get you a J Audio. Get your J Audio. 1,000. Heard one the other day on a Shots Up Tech, DJ Tech, on a J Audio high output box. You can hear them. You can feel them leaning in the window. Get you that. Best sound. In my opinion. I haven't heard every amp. I know about J Audio. Ooh. Now, spinning off what Kip just said right here. Fi has, One Car Audio is Scott Atwell's company. It's totally separate. I'm gonna do a separate video on that because I think that's not on the Scott High banner, and that's something that Scott does his own project now that he recently opened that company up. Thank you, Louis, for giving that information. He makes infinite baffle subwoofers strictly there. Now that he got Fi up on the Scott High Audio banner, I don't think he's doing his infinite baffle stuff there. Remember, I told you Scott Atwell is a sound quality guy first. Then he makes the subwoofer get extremely loud and efficient. He's more into efficiency and low box extension, low frequency extension than he is into small box performance. So keep that in mind. But in this One Car Audio line, he's into the infinite baffle setup. Infinite baffle is where you take a You separate the back wave from the front wave, and you have the speakers possibly behind the back seat, and they are a little bit off the back seat, but the back of the cone is playing into the entire cabin, your entire trunk. They can get, with everybody understanding loud is differently, but they sound amazing, and they get, in my opinion, quite loud for the amount of power to be on them. If you get a subwoofer that's really, really geared for infinite baffle. Oh man, can't tell y'all what's going on right here, boy. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. But anyway, you okay?
Sleeping.
You sleeping? Okay. And so the infinite baffle setup, that's a very, very good option for those of y'all who do not want trunk rattle and can't put a box in the vehicle like Camaros. You start looking at one cardio. It's hard to put a box in the Camaro. Why don't you use your entire trunk as a box? This builds you a baffle. There are subwoofers out there that are made strictly to do that. And you'll be surprised at the output you will get. And still better use your trunk. It'll change once you put stuff in it, of course. But look at infinite baffle. I don't have a vehicle to test that out for you and show you what it can do. But look into that and look into one car audio. That's Scott Atwell's. I think it's totally separate from Skyhawk audio. I believe he didn't put that in there. I think he took, because he was from Fire, he used to have IB subs with an infinite baffle. And then he had his cardio subwoofers. But now that's under the Skyhawk banner, I think he took the IB subs and just put them to his own little LLC company. He does that on the side while he does it. So he's busy. All he has to do, and I know Scott loving it, all Scott Atwell has to do is just make products. That's what John told me specifically. That's all he got to do. Make products, make subwoofers, make speakers. I'll handle all your business, taxes, marketing. I'm going to do all that. He said, look, genius, just make subwoofers. That's going to scare a lot of people. That's going to scare. It should. It should. He's got a blank, and he's going to make stuff that's practical and can be used everywhere. So I know his 8 is going to fit up on the seat of the truck. Simply because me and John, I know that's going to happen. It's going to fit up on the seat of the truck. Guaranteed. And it's going to be exception. Exception. My house just calm down. That's great, baby. I know Ace is your marketing passion, but I like to see some more reviews of 10s. Okay, well, I gave y'all a review on this Prodigy 10. Y'all ain't like it. I don't know why you just Jonathan the new sub. What's going on? What's going on? I gave you that. You didn't like it. Don't worry, I got a video coming up tomorrow. I got a Kicker Comp Q10. The noons. Yeah. Yeah. Man, heck nah, Fred ain't close. Man, Fred ain't close no 50 with no 210s, man. We ain't doing no line around here. Nah, Fred ain't close no 50 with no 210s, no 2Q box, man. No sir, man. It's quite loud though, quite low. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Those once y'all look at it, you look at the infinite baffle setups, you're gonna look on Kicker Feed, you'll see a lot of infinite baffle setups there. People use, I forgot what subwoofers they use. Which ones they normally use? Is it Q class kit? Which ones they use for the infinite baffle setups? You see, I know them Kicker Comp, them new Kicker, them old school Kicker, with a Kicker written on top, you can use them in infinite baffle. I've seen infinite baffle set up with those. Particularly the 15s. I wish I could. Man, I wish I could. I wish somebody, if anybody watches my channel, look at how you could see. I delve into the 8 inches and truck enclosures. We need somebody to really delve into to speakers. Like speakers, tell us the difference between these 6.5. I get asked this question all the time, even on the feed. What do you recommend? I just don't test them. So if anything I say is, man, run with it, MB said this. Man, you ain't testing reviewing them things. Don't do that. Go to certain people for certain things. You want to talk about 8? I'm your man. I'm I'm your man. We'll talk about 8 inch subwoofer. I'm your man. 6.5 or 8 10s and some 8 6.5 for sure. Some 10s. But 6.5, mid 3.25 tweeters. And we need somebody to dwell in that. We definitely need somebody to dwell into what's this? Our infinite baffle setups. We need people to each niche. It's always just talking about 12 to 15. There's other things to talk about besides just saying old 12 to 15, man. We need people to just dwell in the so we can get some comparisons. Because manufacturers, if you can find a niche, find a problem and solve it, manufacturers are gonna start watching because they say I'm a litmus test. I'm a litmus test. You just gotta earn the right for me to get up here. You got channels to talk about everything. I don't do that. You gotta earn the right to be up here. To get in this count, to get on this channel here, you got to be doing something. I don't like everything. No, I'm not. Yeah. Is Kicking all the company that sells recon for the 8 kit? Yeah, who else gonna sell it for them? Why would somebody else do it? Don't get into this Frankenstein subwoofers, man. Don't do that. Who else gonna sell it, Marcus? You need to give them. For one, on this side to you, Marcus, one reason why because if you got a kicker sub, the Solo X, this is the ones that can be recon at this point. The D1 recon and the D2 recon are not the same because the gap is not the same. Do you know that, Marcus? See, when you got these companies that tell you that you can recon, that's a stellar thing. I want you to keep this in mind. They're giving you one generic gap. They're giving you one generic gap so you can recon it D1 or D2. Doesn't matter. Some companies spend the extra money. They say, "Now we're going to make the gap for the BL responsible to the cord that we want to be used." So we bring it in or out based on what impedance you have. It costs more to do that, but it also tells you this subwoofer here is down to the utmost detail. That 8. It's another 8 on that same time, on that same tape, on that same type table. Well, what's that? Well, no, not the only one. The DB drive like that too. You can't take a DB drive D2 and get a D4 recon. The digital design got sent in to get recon. Ain't no drop in recon. Yeah. And you go on to recon what you sit in. Unless I want a D4, well, they're gonna take your basket, and if they still have that current motor, they're gonna give you a new motor so you can put the different recon in there. Why? Because it ain't now we don't make big gaps subwoofers, we make tight gap subwoofers. That's when I'm bringing y'all truth. One of the reasons why I'm hated because they thought, come on, he finna say something stupid. Now I ain't finna say nothing stupid. I'm finna point out something they're gonna start looking at. Oh, yeah, you really, yeah. That's why you must know. That's why Kicker ain't said nothing to him. You be watching. I want Kicker. He ain't saying nothing wrong. I know you like Kicker now, don't you? You should. You should like them. They inspired you. Oh. Okay, he talked about it. Yeah, hey Stephen, I do need Clarence D don't do it for me. I take a nasal cord. Yeah. Clarence D don't do it for me. Them kickers, them solo exits sound better than every day, don't they? Oh man, look at this, man. Hey. I don't have no experience with Harmony Audio. I see them on Facebook. I kind of think they just selling you something. Remember, all the subwoofers that I say people just selling you something, that doesn't mean it don't make bass. That don't mean it don't sound, might not sound good. I'm just saying it's not durable, long last performance. It's not gonna do some of the things that the brands I carry do, in my opinion. Okay. What's your thoughts on America? You missed that? The American Godzilla, they made king status, man. That's a good 8. That's a good 8. That's a king 8. That's the American-based Godzilla. That's king 8. It did it. It did it. Yeah. Appreciate that, Kip. Okay. Even though I don't build these, I can tell you this. A Series 6 order, the port is going to be, the sub and the port are going to be ported into another chamber that's ported to the outside environment. In a parallel 6 order, both chambers are ported to the outside environment. In the series, depending on how you do it, sometimes like Louis, my boy Louis, I think he does the inside port is low, outside is high. Ryan Chin flips it the other way. The inside is high, the outside is low. It depends on how you do it. And that changes, your port width is going to change when you do that too. I'm not really experienced in that. Watch Sub X Sound, and you probably can reach out to him. You need one of those boxes built. I don't build them type boxes. And he specializes in that, particularly with small subwoofers. 6.5. I think he always working with 6.5 and 8s. Sub X Sounds, that's his name, Sub X Sound. Now, it's difference in output. They both have a very small pass band, but more output than a 4th order and more output than a ported. I just don't build them. Because most of y'all don't need them, in my opinion. What is up with you being on this hatchback tip? I'm going to tell you why. They so easy to get loud. I was telling y'all if I get an SUV, but what am I looking to get, baby? Do you remember? What vehicle I'm always looking at? Hatchback.
Oh, yeah.
The, what'd you say? Good Lord.
Yeah, I'm sleepy.
Yeah, she's sleeping. Yeah, I'm always looking to get this big, tall.
Always.
I want to get me a 91 Honda Accord hatchback or right now I've been looking at because they're easy to find. Golfs. Volkswagen Golf. Imagine my 6'4" frame, 225 pounds. Man, you want to get that little video vehicle because I can get a 6.5, 5.25, and a tweet in the door. I can change the 6.5 in the back seat, and I'm gonna put 115 or 2.8 in there. Probably gonna do 115 in the hatchback area back there, and I'm going 150 all the time on music. I'm touching 150 all the time on music. It's easy to get loud in a little bitty vehicle. The secret is to get it, gut it all the way out, take everything out, seats, everything, dynamat, the whole vehicle, top roof and all. Put everything back in, running wide, power wise, and I can take one sub and then do 150s at wheel. That's why we like hatchbacks. We was loving them back in the 90s. It was the thing. Way before Fast and Furious. We've been doing that. Hatchbacks are very, very easy to get loud. And they're also the perfect vehicle if you want to set up a sound quality setup because it's just the acoustic of the vehicle is very easy to align things. They're very spacious for cardio system. That's why we like hatchbacks. I mean, me and Kip, we born in the 70s, man. So we've been doing this for a long time. But that's our thing with hatchbacks. Kip even said experience is so easy. It's so easy. I'm gonna be looking at one. I'm gonna get one. Seriously. Y'all be like, man, why you ain't got this little bit of vehicle? Because we believe less is more. It's easy to me. It's easy to get loud to big bills. People say I don't like big bills. It's just, it doesn't amaze me when you take a 10-passenger van and make it a 2-seater and fill the rest up with speakers and amp, and then you want me to be amazed that it's loud. That doesn't amaze me. It just doesn't. 80% of the vehicle is dedicated cardio. You should be loud. What amazes me is when you got a hatchback or a car, they can still seat the amount of people destined to seat, and then you're doing tremendous numbers, and it sounds good. That's what amazes me, and that's what we could do with hatchbacks. That's why we like the hatchback tip. That's what we did. We grew up. We was in high school. Me and Kip was in high school. I graduated high school in 90. So that's what we was doing. If you was running the cardio. That's why we still love him to this day. It might have been one. I don't know. Sometimes when you have this hobby like this, you get older. I'm making a living doing this. He works a job doing it. So sometimes he really can't get back into it. I'm glad I inspired him. He said, man, he watched me and put me on the show. Appreciate that, Kip. I think this is our last research. This is our generation giving back to the young generation. Those, I don't think real young watching me, but those they 28, under 35, trying to show you keep what we like alive, cardio, riding and playing our music, Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all be blessed, man. I'm out of here, man. Y'all be blessed. I will see y'all Friday. Hopefully, I got some more stuff coming up too. Keep watching the channel. I got a lot of very interesting stuff to show y'all. And for those of y'all say MB always tell, I'm gonna give you. Man, what is Kicker up to? 6.5. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. Bye. Be blessed.